Few men have a better understanding of the commercial relations between China and Europe than Pedro Solbes. As president of the Spain-China Forum, the former Spanish finance minister and European commissioner had a front row seat during the Chinese vice premier's recent visit to Madrid.
La visita del viceprimer ministro chino, yo creo que ha puesto a relieve muchos elementos.
The visit of the Chinese vice premier highlighted many areas of interest, but perhaps the most attention-grabbing was China's pledge to purchase a further 6 billion euros of Spanish debt.
Yo lo interpreto en un doble sentido. Por una parte, una clara apuesta.
This was not only a vote of confidence in the Spanish economy, but also in the euro, and this is important for China as well, given that for the yuan, the existence of a strong alternative currency to the dollar is fundamental.
De monedas potentes, importantes como alternativa al dólar de Estados Unidos.
For the former finance minister, the expansion of Chinese banks in Europe also has its importance.
La decisión de que una entidad financiera china como
The decision of a financial institution like the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China to open an office in Madrid reflects two things. On the one hand, it's a clear attempt to win business, given increasing Chinese trade with Europe and Spain.
Entre China y Europa y China y España. En segundo lugar,
But it's also an example of what financial sectors can learn from each other. In this respect, the Spanish experience of moving from a closed financial system to an extremely open one is of special interest to China.
Muy competitivo, ha sido de especial interés para China.
However, Pedro Solbes recognizes that there are still challenges to overcome.
El desequilibrio del comercio de China.
The trade imbalance between China and Spain, and with Europe in general, is something that can't be maintained in the long term.
De forma progresiva.
It needs to be corrected over time by an increase in Spanish and European exports to China, and also an increase in Chinese domestic consumption to help boost the purchase of European goods. It is also true that the current exchange rate of the Chinese currency is a permanent subject of debate.
But despite his years in Spanish and European finance, Pedro Solbes concludes that there's more to Chinese and European relations than just economics.
I think there are many things that we can work with China on. In fact, here at the Spain-China Forum, we don't just focus on economic issues, but also cultural, educational and technological ones. Building an understanding of Spanish culture and language in China is fundamental. But other areas of mutual interest that are sometimes ignored are also very important, like sport, for example. We have always had a sports committee. My predecessor in the forum, Mr. Samaranch, was a key figure in the sporting world, and sport is making Spain better known in China.